Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday afternoon, November 11th. We're looking at the SPY ETF's market profile here on Window Trader. And what we did today is basically battle inside of M's range from the 9th. Well, not kind of. We battled inside of M's range from the 9th all day. We gapped higher, got filled in A, had a poor low a good part of the day till K took it out. Shorts got rejected. It was a day of longs not getting much and getting flushed, and then shorts not getting much and getting flushed. So a lot of times we talk what happened in the market today. A lot of times it's what didn't happen in the market today. And what didn't happen is we had a chance for a trend day up twice, failed. Buyers didn't get much, gave it up. Shorts piled on, took out the poor low, attempted in K period to get back into yesterday's range, failed. They kept pushing in K, L, and M. What happened? Take out the one-time framing down, flush. That's all we. That's exactly. We can't complicate today at all. It was longs trying to get into the price probe and price spike from the 9th, not getting what they wanted, flush. Shorts taking control or attempting to take control, not getting what they want, flush. That's all that was. That's exactly what it was. As M period trades a good part of the day's range, and N is continuing it. Had a good day today. It was a great teaching day in the room to show inexperienced traders or traders learn the profile, how the profile helps you see those things. I had a short, which I got only minimal for because of my patience level again, when I wasn't getting much in I and in J, and then it finally flushed. Had a good day. Only took a few trades. First trade I took was in A period. When we opened, got below the opening, started coming down. We tape it off. I bought the 355 calls. Again, I'm trading Friday's expiration. Bought the 355 calls when we tape it off, wrote it back up to half back at the time, took it off for a good trade. As then A period came down and filled the gap. Next trade I took, next three trades I took were shorts. Each time, not at the time frame's low, but each time we made a new high and couldn't get much for it. I did that in D with the 359 puts. Couldn't get much, shorted it, took it back for a profit. I did it in G. Couldn't get F's high, took it back. We had a poor high, for a profit. Those were the 358s. I did it in I. Now, I did it not at the high, but we took out H's low and then came back in right away, but we took it out, so I took a short, and then I added to it a couple of times with the ebb and flow. We went up, added, came in, took off a couple of times. I should have added in it again, but finally when J opened and took out I's low but got nothing more for it and came back above E's high, I took it off. Again, nothing really told me to take that trade off, but I did, and then what happened not long after, finally, after holding that short for a while, and I and J, look what J and K do. And then the only other trade I took was K. I took it right around at the time value low and D's low. We got below it, got towards C, took it off, very small loss. I don't mind that. What I do mind is K making a new low, got nothing for it. Once we got back into A and B's range, I should have gotten back on that long because it did go up pretty quickly after that. That would have been a nice fade. The way I was fading the highs, I should have faded the low. So a lot of times I wait for a new high to happen to fade it. Now in K I didn't. I thought maybe we had a chance for an afternoon pullback with value higher and the indices up. But that didn't happen. I got out of it, but again, I should have gotten back in K period when we came back into the initial balance. And that was it. I watched the rest of the day. I let M period do what it wants to do. Tomorrow, M period will probably play a big factor in tomorrow's early trading. Unless we gap higher or lower to either take back the price probe and spike or to finally get accepted maybe below M's range again without taking this back, I think we will trade inside of M's range. Our destinations far and wide apart. Upside, today's high of 357.56. Then we have the price pro. Again, I'm not going to even give these. You should have them all written down. The price pro, price spike, and then the afternoon rally high and the highs. You should have those. For the downside, the only destination I took off my sheet today was yesterday's high. That's it. And I added today's high. On the downside, the only thing I'm adding is today's low of 355.06, and then everything else is the same. 353, 48, 11 wide, and you should have the other ones I gave you this morning. So the destinations are pretty far and wide apart. If we get any resolution or clarity outside when we come out of M's range from today, we should either finally attempt to take back the probe and the spike from Monday, or not. Now, until we do, we have a couple of differences. Inside month up has held for the third day, and this is the first time it held pretty impressively. 354.02 is last month's high. Well, we closed at 356.72. So finally, after 2 days, we closed $2.68 above it. That's pretty impressive. Again, one day doesn't make a market, but again, at least it's a lot better closed than what we had the last 2 days. Does that mean we're going to take back the price probe and the spike tomorrow? Not necessarily, but it's still pointing, hopefully, for doing that for the buyers. Until we take this back, nothing has changed. This is where change took place after Monday's huge gap higher. L&M came down. That's where change took place. Until we take that back, technically sellers are still in control, even though it's an inside month up. So here we are. It's a 4-month balance. All we did was stretch the top of that balance. Last month's high is the important one. A lot more important for me than the previous all-time high. We need to stay above last month's high. If we do, we can possibly get this month's all-time high. So we're balanced on the monthly. Weekly, I'm calling up. We got above the fray here. I'm calling it up for now. Even though we're back inside the previous all-time high, I'm calling the weekly up. And then the daily, balance. It's a 3-day balance. Monday's high is the top of the balance. Tuesday's low is the bottom of the balance. If we take out today's high, we should at least test the price probe and the spike, see if we get acceptance above it. If we get acceptance above it, we should eventually chew away to the top of the 3-day balance, which is the all-time high. If, however, we take out today's low, well, then there's a good chance you're going to take out M's low from Monday, and then we start heading possibly to the bottom of the 3-day balance. Excellent teaching day today. Good trading day today. The whole room did well. It's an awesome atmosphere. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Have a great night. Stay safe, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.